Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Blazekiller. Today we are back with yet another video. The past couple of videos have been some montages, so sorry about that. Those were a little unrelated. But now we are back to the Lumber Tycoon 2 content, as we all have come to know and love. In today's video, I will be talking about the beginnings of Lumber Tycoon 2. Lumber Tycoon 2 has gone a long way since it has first been released, so we'll talk about the beginnings of this game, how it came to be, and talking about the pre-alpha, the alpha, and the beta stages of this game. I hope you guys do enjoy, but without further ado, let's just jump straight into this. Before we begin into Lumber Tycoon 2, it is important to not forget where this game came from. I made a video a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now or so, discussing Lumber Tycoon, the original one, Lumber Tycoon 1. That came out on October 23rd, 2008, and around 9 months later, Lumber Tycoon 2 followed. So a pretty quick turnaround there in those two games, and the Lumber Tycoon 2 looks radically different than the Lumber Tycoon 1 game does. You could go play that game or watch that video I made about it if you have yet to do so. But so many things have changed since then, but it only took 9 months for that turnaround to happen. But in any case, let's jump straight into Lumber Tycoon 2, which was released on May 22nd of 2023. And of course, this game wasn't just released as it is in its current form. Many things happened that led to the game looking as it does today. So let's begin with the pre-alpha stages of this game. So the pre-alpha stage was the main stage of development in this game. It led to the majority of the additions that we currently see in this game. It took place before the official alpha testing stage began, and the pre-alpha is speculated to have lasted from about the beginning of May 23rd, 2015 to June 15th or 30th or so of 2015. So just a few weeks of pre-alpha staging, and there's not much that occurred during the pre-alpha, besides the Faltio getting, kind of a hang on the game and adding in axes and wood and sawmills. But during the end of the pre-alpha, the interesting thing is the Faltio opened up the game for the public to test, and there were some loyal pre-alpha testers that he had who were specifically testing the game for him. And all of them can be seen right here on the credits tab if you're ever curious. Additionally, when Faltio had the pre-alpha testers test the game, the most basic functions were kind of implemented, so they gave him tips and whatnot. And the stone axe was added into this game, which was the only axe at the time. And vehicles also didn't have any headlights or engine sounds during the time. An interesting thing that was added in the pre-alpha, though, is the VIP room. And I've made at least a few videos about the VIP room over the years here. The VIP room is something that does spawn during the initialization of a server. So when the server, that is when the Lumber Tycoon games actually initialize, when the game actually begins, because the games don't just last forever, there are new ones that come and go and to make this game kind of fresh. But when a new server initializes, there's the VIP room that spawns somewhere around here. And pretty much, it's like a starter pack for the pre-alpha users. It was a starter pack. You can no longer access it. On rare occasions, you can see it for a split second, but it despawns after a very short while. The stone axe I mentioned also was in the game, and it was part of that VIP room. And also part of the VIP room was like things like different kinds of blueprints and conveyors and vehicles and things like that. So also was seen or brick buildings. So brick buildings were just a couple of brick buildings that were added around the main lumberland, just right next to the woods arrest, pretty much. And according to according to Faltio, the brick buildings were used to experiment with possible shop layouts, but they had no interior functionalities. But one thing that's interesting, if you go into any of the Lumber Tycoon variants, like Lumber Tycoon 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, whatever it may be, you're going to see some of these brick buildings, some of those, because those people have kind of taken those elements from the pre-alpha stage and applied them into their own games. Also, tree growth was something that was experimented pretty heavily with during the pre-alpha stages of this game, and different algorithms and different ways to experiment with actually building the trees, and what rate they should be spawning, and different types of trees, obviously, as I mentioned before, he was experimenting with as well, different woods and whatnot. So let us next jump into the alpha stage. The alpha stage is where we see a lot of the part of the music, by the way, where we see a lot of the additions made. The alpha and the beta are the big things. That the pre-alpha is kind of where everything was established in the first place. But yeah, this guy left a lot of obstacles for me to avoid. But jumping into the alpha stage, as we bask and enjoy the view here, the alpha testing stage happened around July 2015, so around a month after the pre-alpha stage, and it was called Test, or Testing. The game, that is, was originally called Test, or Testing, and I had around 5 players of it playing currently. But in late August, Quenti, the YouTuber creator of a few famous games, also joined in playing this game and brought a lot of people to the fan base of this game. So Devaltio would often come and visit the game and ask for suggestions for the players. Most notably, the glass panes were a suggestion one of the players made, and that was added to this game pretty shortly after. Also during the alpha testing stage, you all know the alpha acts of testing. The full name is the alpha acts of testing. That kind of helps you gain where that name came from, but the colloquial name is Alpha Axe, and it was available for purchase for $500 in-game currency, but it's now become very rare because it's been a while since obviously it was added into the game. The box Alpha, after it was removed, was placed under the Woods R Us, starting from about August of that same year to about January of the next year, 2016. Other features that were added to this game were the Woods R Us, the wood drop-off, basic wood types such as the oak wood that we all see around here, and the cherry wood, which is this one right here. And they're purchasable, or sorry, you could chop them down and whatnot. Also, you can buy land now, and you can expand that land once you have that land. You can also buy sawmills and do a couple of other things as well. But the beta stage, let's move on to this one because this is the biggest stage that we have of the three that we're talking about today, because the most happened in this specific stage itself. So okay, the shop's open over there. Let me go over there now. So the beta testing stage occurred August of that same year, 2015, to June. So just a little bit of time. Sorry. August of 2015 to June 2016. So actually quite a long time. And understandably so, because a lot of things were added in this time. It would be kind of a confusing thing if all those things were added in a short period of time. I'll talk to you about what those things are. So during the beta testing, Lumber Tycoon 2 experienced the first Halloween and Christmas events, adding Spook and Sinister Wood to the game. I made many videos about Spook and Sinister Wood, as well as the Halloween and Christmas events, which is so interesting because the first ones occurred during the beta stage of the game. The game wasn't even out officially yet while these events were taking place. That's very cool. It brings some context to what this game has become. These glass panes are what a fan actually suggested Default to add, and look at it. Default 2 did add those things. So we're going to be stocking up on some firework launchers for the 4th of July here. The beta axe boxes, also the beta axe was added to this game during this time, as well as the January mega update. This is the main thing I want to talk about with you guys in today's video, because so many things were added in this mega update, but this mega update occurred during the beta stage of the game, so interestingly. So things that were added into the January mega update include, but do not limit, or are not limited to, the cave crawler wood, or the blue wood. The maze was also added during this time, and also everything inside the maze, like I believe the fine art shop and obviously the blue wood in the maze as well. The palm wood, so the palm wood islands as well. The cave crawler cabin, yes. Oh, I didn't buy that one. The cave crawler cabin, so the blue wood place, and I'm guessing all the other players and characters within the blue wood maze are probably added during this time as well. The tropics biome, obviously, because that's where the blue wood is. So in other words, the other island across from the one we are now. It's not really an island; it's connected by the mountain range over there that connects these two places together. But in any case, to get over to that new island, the ferry had to be added, or part of the map. The ferry had to be added. So the ferry was added. Also, the safari hole, understandably so, because there's a place in the maze that you can be teleported back. Actually, over here, in this biome that I'm currently in, you can be teleported here from the maze. Also, the Taiga Mountain Passage. This one's a little interesting because it's not exactly near here, but if you go into the Taiga biome and go over to near where the cabin is, around that area, maybe a little bit to the right of that if you're looking at the cabin, there's going to be a passageway or a little road that leads up the mountain and whatnot. So there are a lot of things that were added during this time. The black walls in the maze, also Joel and inside the cave, or the maze I mean, the safari hole, the boat dock, the sand dock, Slam also in the maze, the ferry, Gek also in the maze, who alludes to the boats, Hoover, who's the boat guy, and the tropics and the tropics bay, which is that little area, that little bay that you see when you're on the ferry. So many things added in this January mega update. The fine art shop, as I was mentioning, also the 531 hauler, which is over here in the car shop, was also added during this time, which is the biggest trailer currently available in the game. And more features were currently added as well, such as the whole wiring system. So obviously on that side of the map there's Link's logic, and over there the wiring system was established during the January mega update during the beta alpha, or the beta stage of testing after the alpha stage of testing. So let's fix whatever is currently happening on my base right here. But yeah, again, Spook and Sinisterwood and everything on that side of the map over there was added during this stage, so it added a whole new place for people to go, a whole new biome where people could explore. Also, everything that was included in those Christmas and Halloween updates was also added during this time, obviously, as well, like the balls, like the fire axe, like the wobble bobble, like what else? The gift of coal, the fire axe, the present as well. So many things were added to this game during these 3 different times of Lumber Tycoon 2, and I hope I brought some more context to Lumber Tycoon 2, not only Lumber Tycoon 2, but Lumber Tycoon as a whole, where, you have the first game, you have the second game that came out pretty shortly after, and then during these around a year and a half, maybe 2 years of time, we were in pre-alpha, alpha, and beta stage of testing, and where so many things were added into this game during those things, many of which we don't really think of as being part of the beta or alpha or pre-alpha stage of testing. But many of those were added during the January Mega Update that occurred in 2016, and from there, the game was released, and many things were added, obviously, after that, such as many of the things you see on my base currently, but a lot of these things were established, were founded during the time of the game first beginning. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Leave any comments in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Turn the bell on so that you'll be notified whenever I do upload a new video. Without further ado, again, stay tuned for more Lumber Tycoon 2 content. I have many video ideas coming up. Many videos planned in the future, and many really cool videos as well. So stay tuned for those. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.